Hello everyone, welcome back to Street TV Reviews, the series where I review random episodes from shows I deeply love. And today I'm reviewing MASH, Season 4, Episode 18, Hawkeye. In this episode, Hawkeye is driving in a Jeep for some reason until he crashes near the abode of a South Korean family. Luckily, no one's hurt except for Hawkeye, who sustains an injury to the head. So to avoid slipping consciousness, he tests ours by non-stop monologuing about nothing to a South Korean family who can't understand a word he's saying. So far, this is the worst MASH episode I've ever seen, and undeniably my new least favorite. Just to clarify, I love Hawkeye. I think he's a very endearing, hilarious, and complex character when handled correctly. Emphasis on when handled correctly. However, this episode amplifies Hawkeye's worst character traits 1,000-fold. The script for this episode seems like a compilation of unused dialogue for Hawkeye that was deemed either too boring or too unfunny to satisfy the audience. So having absolutely no ideas and needing to fill a schedule, they indolently cobbled together a borderline unwatchable mess. Just to clarify, despite the many criticisms I've heard for this episode, I was genuinely hopeful that it was an underrated, vastly overhated masterpiece of character writing, showcasing only the very best of my personal favorite kind of television, the bottle episodes. I was brimming with excitement. I even deliberately went out of my way to set the mood to watch this at 4 a.m. in complete silence. Tragically, I was met with the utmost disappointment. Boredom. I tolerated this episode for longer than you'd think, too, holding out for hope that Hawkeye would have a heartfelt soliloquy about the perilous life he lives, or a morose reminiscence of his fallen friends and childhood memories. In lieu, Hawkeye just monologues constantly, saying nothing, while this poor family is subjugated to a seeming lunatic they don't even understand, who occasionally yells incomprehensible shit. I can distinctly remember the exact moment I lost all hope for this episode. It was about 21-ish minutes in. It was during the scene where Hawkeye rambles about thumbs and how thumbs work. I'm dead serious. He talks about fucking thumbs for a minute straight, which transitions into a pretentious monologue about the chaotic, unknown nature of life and death. Allow me to show you a demonstration of the tedium-ridden madness this episode encompasses.
I would dissect a whitefish. You may have your moments that you hold dear, my good sir, madam, ma'am, children, fellow chickens. Your hearts may flutter as your flag unfurls. Your breaths may quicken to your national anthem. But for myself, I shall never forget the ease, the grace, the earnestness with which that whitefish gave itself up to me. One eye turned chastely toward white place. Oh, yeah, I remember. The other staring unconcerned at its consumer. He had the most fantastic Benjamin Franklin Pierce, MD. As casual was great about that way, almost thoughtlessly. Yeah, I think she was even wanted. I went with him, I let you remember, without so much as a word, it gave itself up to its very molecules of protein, melding with my own. Until today, that whitefish seems to you.
Shut up! Shut up!
I could end this review right here, honestly. This should tell you everything you need to know about the sheer nothingness this episode has to offer. Back to the family. For a moment, think of this episode from their perspective. Imagine a foreign guy who doesn't speak your language suddenly bursts in unannounced, screaming and prancing around like a potty vaudeville actor who didn't get the memo that talkies aren't popular yet. Annoyance aside, I'd be fucking terrified. You have no idea what this strange man is gonna do. Fair go, we know that Hawkeye isn't a monster or anything, but they don't know that. For all they know, he could be a delirious murderer. I have no idea why they didn't just kick him out. All throughout the episode, their expressions ranged from confusion to annoyance to boredom, much like the audience. Another gaping flaw with this episode is why didn't Hawkeye bother asking for help to lift the Jeep? There were 3 able-bodied adults that could have easily helped him and sent him on his way. Better yet, they have an ox for the fuck of sakes. You mean to tell me none of them thought to tie a rope to the ox to the other side of the Jeep and lift it up? It's such a painfully obvious contrivance for Alan Alda to flex his acting muscles, but there's just nothing there for him to work with. I've officially run out of things to say. Just don't watch this episode. If you're looking for compelling bottle episodes that utilize minimalism well, just watch Fraggle Rock's Marooned or The Twilight Zone's 5 Characters in Search of an Exit. Overall, this episode is no justification to exist. I honestly wish it didn't exist. It's preachy without having anything to preach, it's a bottle episode without any of the compelling writing or poignance, and finally, it's boring. Basically boring. 1 out of 10.